Welcome back, y'all. Okay, so this episode's gonna be different. So I know we promised 2 movies. Mm-hmm. We're not doing that. We're just gonna focus on the Demon Slayer movie because, oh my god, did it hold up.
It really did.
The hype. Ufa Table. It was like, oh, you think we're gonna serve you what we normally serve you? No, we're gonna take it a step further. Mm-hmm. We're giving you movie quality, like as if you didn't already. Anyway, so yeah, if y'all haven't seen the movie, I guess by the time this comes out, I don't know if it'll still be in theaters actually, because it's probably big enough it could be. Because I remember JJK Zero was out for a month.
I feel like I remember that being out for a long time.
So maybe if it is, go see it in theaters. I highly recommend. This is the only Demon Slayer movie I will promote outside of Mugen Train because the last 2 were fake and they were made of episodes from seasons. They weren't real movies. These are real movies. You are not getting a season. This is the season.
I actually forgot about the other 2 movies. I knew about Mugen Train, but I forgot there were others after that, but before Infinity Castle.
It was like the solo leveling where it's like a recap and then some new stuff. Yeah. And it's like, Anyway.
I'll get the new stuff later,
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back. We love a certain show.
One Piece.
But we also cover other anime.
Delicious in Dungeon.
Apothecary Diaries.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Solo leveling. We like to spiel.
Exactly.
Covering seasonal anime, this is Seasonal Spiels. Hi guys.
Maybe.
Quincy here.
And I'm Audrey.
Yeah. So, okay. We're gonna gush a lot. Preface. Spoilers for the entire movie. If you haven't seen it, please go see it before watching this. Or read the manga before watching this. Literally anything. I don't know what chapter to be up to, but we're also probably, most likely, going to spoil the next movie. Because if there is 3, it's the next one. If it's just 1, it's still the next one. But pacing-wise, it ought to be 2 more. I'm pretty sure they're trying to do a trilogy of movies for this final conclusive arc of Demon Slayer. Mm-hmm. So, Infinity Castle. Sorry, I keep saying preface. Let me get this out of the way before I turn to you. I'm fully caught up. Like, I read the manga, fully early 2022. So I haven't touched it since then, but I had full knowledge going in. Not that Ufa Table didn't hype me anyway, because, we'll get to that. Mm-hmm. But that's why I say spoilers for the next movies, because I might drop stuff. I promise not to drop stuff Audrey wouldn't want to know, or stuff she hasn't already guessed, or stuff that wouldn't have been obvious, aka the typical shonen 3-2-1 king battle. Like, the sequence of how you defeat enemies, because obviously you do lowest to highest. Like, come on guys, if you watch anime you know this. If you watch any plot of any kind of hero defeats evil, that's just how it goes. They do the weakest to the lowest. No one starts at the top and then does everyone else after. Right. It's just weird. So anywho, with that out of the way, thoughts.
So my thing is that before getting into the movie itself, I'm technically fully caught up with the story, but the last time, I think I finished the manga in when did I finish it? Either sophomore or junior year of high school, so it has been many years.
2023.
Something, somewhere around there. So it has been of high school, so it's been even
high school?
Yeah.
Oh my, it wasn't.
It was either before or during COVID, something like that.
So it was during when the Infinity Castle arc was dropping.
Yes.
Okay. My bad.
But I do remember finishing the manga because I remember vaguely. I remember the ending, and I won't say anything about that. But going into it, I basically had no knowledge, but I did not remember most of what was going on. I remember characters and everything, but outside of what the movie explains to you, I really was not lost, because the movie definitely is it doesn't give you too much exposition, but it if you know the story, you know what's going on basically.
And at this point, if you're paying to see it, you oughta.
Right. So all that out of the way, the actual movie itself, so good. I even the beginning scene where they're just nothing is. Well, I don't want to say nothing is happening, but they're just they're introducing the setting of the Infinity Castle, and also introducing not the characters themselves, but where everybody is heading to, or what they're going to do, and who which Hashira are paired up with who, if they're paired up with anybody. Mm-hmm. Even just them doing all that and establishing what the Infinity Castle looks like the animation where they're going truly I know that the entire movie they have, I forget the characters' names to be honest with you, but
I probably will know if you want to try it.
They, the, like, children of the leader of the Hashira. Or no.
Whose name do you want? Because they're
just all three of them.
Oh, okay. I actually don't know this.
I don't need
the biological little children of the three remaining. Because the two, if you didn't know, from the previous season, two of them died.
Yeah.
So just
so like them. But what I was gonna say is like those three are like mapping out the Infinity Castle and like trying to help like all the demon slayers that are in the castle like figure out where to go, and it's like truly like it's really. Like, to me, I'm just looking at it, I'm like, this could be the whole movie for me. Honestly, I could just be looking at them going in and out of, like, corridors and, like, how it, like, that could be, I could look at that for hours.
For sure, like, as someone who's read the manga, I'm sure, we both fully agree that, like, it was cool as a concept in the manga, but Ufotable brought it to life. Like, I don't know how they did such a great job, and yet they... Like, I couldn't have imagined a better job of bringing it to life.
It seems like the manga was, like, the blueprint for I guess the movie, if that makes sense.
For sure. I mean, because we've seen tastes of it before in previous seasons when we, like, take a sneak peek of, like, the upper moon's... Well, I guess I should say the lower moon's getting slaughtered, the upper moon's gathering. So we've seen tastes of it, but never to, like, its full extent as seen in the arc that it's adapting now. And so it's just really cool to, like, actually see, like, them run wild with it and do such a fantastic job. Like... implementing, like, the fact that, there's confined spaces happening, but it truly is infinite. Yeah.
It's just, like, anything, and, like, I don't know the name of the upper moon that's, like, in charge of building it, I guess, but, like...
Yeah, no spoilers, I guess.
Yeah.
Because y'all don't know.
Upper Moon 4, like,
I don't think y'all know. Sorry, I got distracted.
I don't think you see them at the end, but I don't think you know their name.
So, that's what I was about to say. I actually can't remember if it's said, because if it is, it would have been in the anime too, because it would have already been adapted. But I can't remember if you actually get the upper... So, the demon's name, who controls the Infinity Castle, if y'all haven't seen the movie, please do. We're spoiling it right now. Has now become the new upper four, just like how in the movie Kaigaku became the new upper six, to replace these gaps of power and to like have more roster of stronger demons to fight against the Hashira and all the demon slayers baited, I guess, into the Infinity Castle to take them out once and for all by Muzan. I know her name, but I don't want to say it in case for some reason it hasn't been said already. I swear it has to have been, because I can't imagine all those interactions previously with her and at least Muzan there. I feel like I've heard the voice actor of Muzan say her name, but maybe that's just me projecting that from like the manga into life, I guess, if that makes sense. Anyway, she does have a name. Anyway, I just need to clarify that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the way that you see, like, even, this is, like, I guess talking more about the animation still than it is about, Upper Moon 4 specifically, like, controlling what is, like, built when, or I say built loosely, but, like, what is created when, and, like, how the building, like, interacts with other parts of the building. It's, like, even though you have so many shots of, like, truly how massive, like, it is an infinite castle, so it just goes on forever. It, like, does a very good job of... I don't even think this is necessarily specific to the animation itself, because I think in the manga, it's just the way that it's designed. It does a good job of, like, yes, the space is infinite, but also, like, you focus on, like, specific parts of that space, and so it feels very closed in.
Yeah, very constrained, like you are a trapped animal in a cage.
Like, it truly is just a maze, and it's very well designed. Going outside of, like, the actual castle and into more about the plot, so, again, spoilers for the entire movie, but, like, I think the opening... Yeah, this is the first fight that happens.
The first real fight. That's not just fodder demon.
Is Shinobu versus Upper Moon 2.
Doma.
Yes, Doma. I forgot about Doma, I'm not gonna lie, because I did, like, I have, like, read through the whole manga, but I just forget, like, which Upper Moon is who.
You know what's funny is the most I know he was seen in the anime before when the Upper Moons gathered, like, the first teaser of everyone above Akaza, essentially, except for... literally just him and Upper One, who I won't name for spoiler reasons, because I don't remember if y'all know the name or not. I don't remember if that meeting established that, but for sure the main reason I remember Doma at all, even outside of the manga but like from the anime, is because of his voice actor. It's just for the voice
he sounded familiar. I don't know where I've heard him before.
He does so many roles. I'm trying to think of like a good one that there's so many. He's like in everything. We'll get into like
all of the fights that happen in this movie, but, like, Shinobu versus Doma is, like, a very, like, I don't know, I think, like, this isn't even specific to this fight, but I think, like, this movie does a very good job, and, like, the anime does too, but, like, it does a very good job of, like, showcasing, all of, I mean, the demon's powers too, but, like, all the Hashiro's powers, and, like, just, like, the way that, like, Shinobu uses her, what is it? Insect breathing?
Yeah.
It's, like, very, like, I know that, I actually don't know if this is true or not, where, like, the effects that are produced by their swords, I don't know if those are, like, visible in story, or, like, in the world or not. I don't think they are.
So what's, from my knowledge of the manga...
But, like, it's cool to look at.
Yeah, from my knowledge of the manga, because I know this gets confusing for people who only read the manga, so let's just get this out of the way. Ufotable's animation is praised not only because it looks gorgeous, but because it does what the manga didn't do. Mm-hmm. It makes water look like water. It makes fire look like fire. In the manga, they're just jagged slashes that look like a normal sword slice. That just are called, like, water breathing. So what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to utilize that style of movement that you're embodying, whether it's water or insects or fire, but it's not supposed to give you a result like a demon's blood art is supposed to do. Which I know gets confusing visually because you're like, oh, it's water. Why aren't they getting wet? It's because it's literally not supposed to... It's just the movement of the swords and, like, footwork and everything, right? Like, how they cut and how they use their mobility to make certain cuts and stuff. So, I'm not that technical with my wording because I'm not a swordsman. I don't do any sort of... I'm not a fencer, okay? I'm sorry. But anyway, so the entire point is, like, it's just supposed to be an embodiment of that ability in their sword style.
Yeah.
So.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But, like... or maybe not even talking about the fight itself, because that was good, but, like, I think Doma is a character, I was gonna say, I, like, forgot about him, but, like, being reintroduced to him, he is such a funny character, truly, like...
I know he's supposed to be, like, he's so, like, despicable, but he just makes me laugh.
He really is, like, I mean, if you think about it, like, the way, I mean... He is, like, if I were to be confronted with him, I would be terrified as well. But, like, watching him, I'm like, this is hilarious.
You know what my comparison is? He's Hisoka.
Yeah.
He is like Hisoka of Demon Slayer. Definitely not as bad, which is saying something for basically
He's like, I feel so bad for all of you. All of you are so stupid. Like,
so bad.
And he means it, too. That's the funniest part, is that he's not even, like... He's, like, so sincere about it that it's so funny. Because I'm like, dude, that's...
I will say, you get to learn, so the Shinobu versus, this is, like, both something I love that they did well, because they kept true to the pacing, but I feel so unfortunate for people who are going to be watching this in real time like us, who haven't read it sequentially, like, in the manga, because it's, like, the first third of Doma's battle is the battle with Shinobu. Like, that's how do I put this? It's like the stake in the ground. Like, that is the foundation of the entire fight. Like, yes, it gets better the more you go into it and the more that you focus on it and all the backstories and stuff, which I'm sure will happen in the second part, the second movie that comes out, whenever that gets announced. But, so it is a little unfortunate that you won't feel like, not to say you won't, but more likely by the time that comes out, you'll be like, oh yeah, Shinobu's been dead. Like, you won't have felt the impact as much as, like, Kanao. Because in that moment, literally, she just died.
Because, like, whenever the second movie gets released, it'll have been, like, at least a year.
But I will try and reserve comment, because I actually find what you said very interesting to play out when you get to Doma's fight. Because some of what you said, actually, you get to learn more about.
Oh, okay.
It's his perspective.
I figured you get to go...
You get to learn a little...
Because, I mean, you get some of his, I guess, backstory in this movie, but...
Yes and no. So yes, you get some of his backstory,
but not, like, motivation.
Yeah. Again, I'm gonna try and reserve comment. I'll try and be spoiler free, but, like, just a little spoiler, because y'all know they're gonna be backstories per demon. Come on, we've got this. We already got Akaza's. We kind of got some Adoma's. You know, you're gonna get it for Upper One. How can you not? And then obviously Muzan, because big bad, of course. So my ranking of all of their individual backstories is as follows, and take this as, like, pro rata. Essentially, the backstory, like, how I think of their backstory to, like, the proportion that you spend time on this character. Like, we're spending time on Doma, but, like, before this, you did not know he existed, basically.
Yeah.
Same with Upper One. Akaza, we did at least spend more time with, and Muzan he's been here since season 1. So, like, I'm gonna be a little more upset if Muzan has a lesser backstory, because he's been here for forever, and he's also the main antagonist. He ought to have a better backstory. So here's my ranking of Akaza through Muzan, backstory-wise. So Muzan's dead last, because of that, and because of the backstory you end up getting. It's really unfortunate, because I feel like aside from my bias of coming from One Piece and places like other stories that have obviously just better backstories because they're from a writer who's had time to
flesh them out,
but also devote to his craft a lot longer than the author of Demon Slayer had before publishing. Not to say it was bad. I do think a lot of the backstories are good, like Akaza's. But it's different. Mm-hmm. It's also different because of, like, you learn them after they're dead, so, like... Which I know can throw people off, because it's like, oh, why would you want to care about something after they're dead? Well, the whole point is you're not supposed to care for them to live, because they're still eating people. Yeah. But you're supposed to be sympathetic that they were once a person. Right. And were corrupted, essentially. Mm-hmm. Anywho, getting back to it, so Who's in the Dead Last? I would say Doma's above that by a good bit, because while he doesn't have a really, I wouldn't say a great backstory, it does flesh him out well enough and makes him more entertaining, like you said, like learning that he always felt like people were stupid before coming with a demon and like feeling like, oh, I have to guide them because what are they gonna do without me? Like, that's fine. Then you jump up a lot. I would say August is just below upper one because I love, like, his, obviously the movie does a great job with his backstory, by the way. Mm-hmm. The only complaint I have with pacing in the movie is the very beginning, because it almost feels like it's 2 episodes with how much it fades to black with its transitions. I don't think that's bad, but it throws me off because it happened like 3 times back to back. Well, like, when you said we were getting everyone's team up, essentially, of where they were in the Infinity Castle, Hashira's, and then some demons, right? It kept fading to black before going to the next group, and I'm like, why are we fading to black? Like, why aren't we doing some, like, cool transition in the castle? Like, why? Like, literally, I was like, what is going on? It's like an episode being spliced together. Thankfully, that didn't stay the whole time. Yeah. I don't know if that's because we focused... No, it's not just because we focused on fights. It went away. But anyway, they did great justice to his backstory. I was like, yes. So, Hakuji, love. Great backstory. Sad, I guess, but, like, great for development. And it just kind of sets the tone of, like, how the Infinity Castle kind of progresses from here. I do think Upper Ones is better, not because he's been around less, but because he's more lore relevant in the impact of his decision, shall we say, as a demon. I'm trying to be vague. Anyway, his the impacts of his decisions, both through the fight and in his backstory, I feel like resonate a lot more than Akaza's, because Akaza's is very much...
like, self-contained.
Self-contained, exactly. Dude, I didn't know the word, but you said it perfectly. It's very self-contained. Love it.
Like, you learn about him, where I guess and again, I don't know anything about Upper One outside of he is Upper One, but, like... Yeah. His impacts things around him more, or like
you'll see the plot around you'll him. See. I don't want to hype it up too much because I don't want to make y'all have expectations, but if you know, you know. The last thing I'm gonna talk about backstory wise, I guess, is Kaigaku. Yes. Because when I read this, and this is the only time I can't say that. Hakuji does choke me up a little, but like in the movie, only time because when I read it in the manga, I did cry for Akaza's backstory because I was just binging it when I was reading it, so I was like very pent up, and he was like the best backstory I was reading at the time, and technically after, I guess, because Upper Ones was good, but I already cried. So, but anyway, but like in the movie, I was like, oh, this is the only time I choked up was you get Gramps from Zenitsu. Yeah. Like isn't that so sad that like you commit? Sorry. YouTube, you kill yourself. Yes. But, like, the way you do it, like, historically, seppuku is essentially what I'm talking about for Japan, for Japanese culture. If you don't have someone overseeing you to, like, help aid you, you just suffer and bleed out painfully. And I'm like, that is so sad.
Yeah, I didn't know that about it, because I think the idea is that, like, you stab yourself in the stomach. Yes. And then whoever is supposed to be assisting you cuts off your head,
or at least your jugular or something
that like is supposed to kill you instantly, but because like I don't know his name, but like because
me neither,
the grandpa because Gramps didn't have anybody assisting him, he just like stabs himself in the stomach and then
bleeds out slowly,
has like an agonizing death, and like that's already sad enough, and then it gets into more about like Kaigaku like specifically on his own. I didn't necessarily feel that bad for.
But like, I didn't feel that bad because, like, dude, I knew something that you didn't. We'll get to that in a second. I'll let you continue first.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, I mean, outside, like, I'm only going off of what I know, but I like him specifically. I didn't feel that bad for, but I did feel, I guess, bad in the sense of like. Zenitsu's talking about, like, I was only able to master the first form, and you were able to master everything except the first form. And so the reason that Gramps wanted us to be successors together is that we would be a complete, like, object. Yeah. As, like, successors to Thunder Breathing. And, like, Kaigaku, like, does not hear him at all, does not care about any of that, like, in the moment, too, not even just, like, outside of Zenitsu explaining it to him, later on, like, in their fight. In the moment, like, when they're growing up together, his entire thought process is, like, this weakling, I hate this guy, and, like, honestly,
before this, Zenitsu was pretty hateable, like, justifiably.
Yeah, and I'm like, he, like, on the one hand, yeah, he was a kid, but, like, I do get it, he is a little annoying, but,
to be fair, he's still a kid, he's, like, 15.
Yeah, that too, but just, like, I don't know, the thing that got to me most about this fight is, Zenitsu's perspective on it, not necessarily, I mean, Kaigaku is a good character, too, I'm not saying he isn't, but I think, like, because I know more about
Zenitsu.
Yeah. I think him being like, I'm sorry, Gramps, like, we weren't able to get along, and, like, him having that, like, moment where he's, like, almost...
basically dying.
Yeah, he's, like, basically dying, but, like, goes, like, about to cross over, but, like, doesn't at the end. That whole scene was...
so sad.
I didn't, not to be, like, I was so tough, I didn't cry at all, but, like, I didn't cry in the movie at any point, but, like, that and, what was it? Oh, the moment with, like, Akasa's backstory. Those were the two things that choked me up. Because, like, he's trying so hard to be like, I'll get to you, Gramps. Like, I'm so sorry.
Literally.
And then, like, him saying you were my pride and joy. I was like, okay.
Right?
Let's relax a little bit.
I mean, to be fair, like, who knows if that's, like, actually him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is he need to, like, just hallucinate? You know what I mean? I know it's not the implication, but, like, yeah.
But even, like, just that moment of him being, like Zenitsu was just apologizing the whole time and, like, trying so hard, like, his pants keep getting, like, stuck on things, and that's like the manifestation of him, like, not supposed to have been, like, crossing over completely and, like, dying completely.
For sure.
It was so well done, and, like, that,
dude, Kaigaku's, like, the fight itself was really well done, because, like, in the manga, not to, like, hype Zenitsu up, because he does get, like, slashed a lot, and it's very obvious, like, same exact pacing, but, like, it's very, like, Ufotable did a great job of hyping up the slash, but I will say there's a little something to be said about how quick it happens in the manga when you go from page to page, where it's, you know, Zenitsu's at the bottom and the next, like, Kagaku's head is just off.
Oh,
and, like, Ufotable did a great job at doing how fast it was for Kaigaku's perspective, but you do kind of linger on it, so you don't feel the impact of how fast this new move is.
That's fair, yeah.
Like, it's just a typical thing where it's, like...
Even tonally. Being able to see, like, the move, or, like, you just flip from, like, 1 second he's about to, like, slash him and then his head is off, like, even just that, like...
Yeah. There's something to be said about, like, how you adapt things and how that impacts just subtly. And again, the hype was worth it, but it is something to be said where it's, like, I don't think a lot of people who watch it quite understand how fast he was supposed to be. Like, he's supposed to be faster than Godspeed, which he used to help decapitate Upper Six previously. Not to say, like, this Upper Six is harder, but it's, like, it is a different vibe where it's, like, there's a difference. Like, at least with Daki, there was no obstacle, because Inosuke had already kind of taken care of that, and Zenitsu just, I guess I shouldn't say, Inosuke helped Zenitsu, but I mean, like, they had already weakened her, is what I'm trying to get at, right? Before Inosuke helped chop her head off. And also, it was a different matchup. Like, she was, like, fast, but not really, whereas Kaigaku was meant to be, like, at least sort of similar, because they both did thunder breathing. Not as fast, obviously. But yeah, and so, like, I do like the fact that Zenitsu is one of the few people who's actually created another form of breathing within the breathing. Like, that 7th form is his original, just like 11th for Gyu is his original for water breathing. Like, I do like that, even though Kaigaku's upset. But what I think really sets it, and this happened in the manga too, but I will say this was better in the movie, Yushiro just, like, gaslighting this man, like, how does it feel to die alone? And I'm like, dude, hit him where it hurts. Because he's, like, so proud that Zenitsu's unconscious, falling to death with him, like, oh, you cut my head, you're gonna die too, loser. Yeah. And Yushiro's like, bruh, who do you think's dying? Just you, loner. You chose this stupid path. I'm out with my bud. Yeah. Save Zenitsu, basically.
Have fun by yourself.
Have fun dying. Right. Like, okay. I just love it, because, like, he did suddenly just appear there, which is unfortunate, because it almost felt like it was faster than Zenitsu. In the because he just appeared.
His interactions too with the like while Zenitsu's unconscious,
Murata and the other.
I was gonna say I don't remember his
Murata.
name.
He's coming back, guys. Yeah, the boy.
But he's like, I forget what Yushiro was saying, but he's not exactly being like, you know, get well soon, and then like,
he's like, oh, I think he's like, I'm trying to. Basically, he's like using terms like, oh, I'm healing you, but it's not working.
Yeah, he's like, there's no guarantee that what I'm doing is gonna help.
You're still bleeding out.
Murata's like, don't say that, you'll freak him out. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's really funny. Because Yushiro's like, dude, I'm not a demon slayer. Even though he's wearing the uniform and he looks human, he's just like, ew, go away. Like, I'm helping y'all, but like, only because Tamayo-san said so.
Right.
So, but, speaking of Yushiro, because I'm probably not going to talk about him in all the rest of episode, but the way they animated the sight of his demon art on the crows, phenomenal. Like, the x-ray vision and painting to, like, the ink, like you were saying, being macked out. Oh, so good. Like, I agree. You could watch that all movie and be satisfied. Anywho. So, back to matchups. Those were, like, outside of the main fight of the movie, those were, like, really well done. And, like, if it weren't for the fact that, like, obviously Akaza was hyped up, I would say they would be fantastic on their own and probably better than Akaza's fight. Personally, I do think they're better in the fact that, like, you have the typical Tanjiro awakens a new power from his memories, and it's like, it's not bad. It's just one of the weakest parts of Demon Slayer where they make up these, I shouldn't say make up, but they have these flashbacks to conversations we never see until the flashback. Until
it's, like, actually relevant.
Right.
Rather than him. I mean, it's, like...
I can buy the father stuff, but, like, the Inosuke conversation, I'm like, when did y'all talk? You were injured for, like, so often. Why couldn't we have seen this before then?
I mean, I think the best not to bring up My Hero constantly.
No, go for
but
it.
I think the best comparison I have is, like, in season 6, I think, is when this happens. Like, when Deku is learning Float.
Oh, okay.
You don't... it's the same thing where, like, he awakens it for the first time in season 6, like, against Shigaraki, and that's, like, the first time that you see him doing it. And then, like, before, like, he rescues everybody and is, like, floating in the air or whatever. I'm not gonna get into, like, what's going on, but, like, you see him using Float, and then, like, it cuts to, like, the mid-roll or whatever, and then when you cut back to the show, you see him mastering it after it's already been brought up that, like, he has the full mastery of it. So you're, like, flashing back to, like, him training, like, I think with Ochako, Sero, and Froppy, and, like, All Might's, like, heading it or whatever, and he's trying to figure out, like, how to move in the air, or whatever, and then you get that flashback, and that's the only time you see him train is, like, after it's immediately relevant.
See, this is why
it's not necessarily the same thing, but, like, with Tanjiro learning, what's it called?
Translucent World.
Yeah. My thing about that is, like, that's a fine...
Or Transparent World.
Yeah, whatever it was called.
One of the two.
It was, like... I do agree with you. That was one of the weakest parts in the movie, especially because they kept, like, I don't know.
Focusing on it so much.
Yeah, I don't know if this, like, was felt by you too, but, like, he kept being like, I'm in the transparent world. Like, they just kept saying it.
They kept saying it. And
I'm like, hey man, I get it.
Yeah.
I've, like,
it's anime.
Right.
It's anime. It loves to do this. I will say, the best part of Transparent World is not Tanjiro. It's actually who founded it. Like,
yeah,
as
that's true.
Like, the concept of it originated somewhere, I should say. Which gets lore dropped with Upper Moon 1's fight, I'm pretty sure.
Like, I do like the idea of, like, okay...
in heightened focus of battle, you can basically see. I do think I'm fine with it being this way because Demon Slayer does the weird breathing thing with their bodies. I'm fine with their sight being weird too.
Yeah,
and like it's done better when you get the, I guess, slight spoiler because I did name it already, an originator of the technique, I should say. I don't know if they're technically the originator, but like for story purposes, they basically are, just like because no one else older than them, I think, has ever been known to have it. Let's put it that way. But my problem is more so how they introduce it, because this is the problem with all of Demon Slayer's abilities. Like, I mean, like, not Demon Slayers, but I mean, like, the stories. How it introduces training and does training. Because what happens is, like, even season 1, you have Tanjiro training, and then you're like, oh, he has these abilities, but we don't see him until he goes out and fights demons. Problem is, the way he uses these abilities is as if he has never used them before. And I'm like, what was that training for, then, if you don't know when to use which technique? Okay.
Yeah.
And then he always learns some random technique from a flashback mid-fight. And I'm like... I get he's supposed to be the protagonist, but, like, One Piece doesn't do this great, and it does it better. So there's a problem.
Yeah.
Because I would never call One Piece's training the best, because it's, like, if you look at the One Piece timeline, Law having... Okay, spoilers. It's fine. Spoilers for Wano. If you haven't seen it, or if you care about One Piece, skip ahead to this timestamp for no One Piece spoilers, I guess. But, if you have seen Wano, Law awakens his devil fruit power. You know how long that was in world when he didn't have that ability and didn't use it? In Dressrosa, against his own mortal enemy, Doflamingo. I'm like, bruh, if it was 2 months ago, how quick did you gain this? Like, max 2 months. 2 months later, he's in Wano and using Awakened ability. I'm like, why did you not try this against Doflamingo, who you hate with all your soul?
Yeah.
Like, that just doesn't make sense. Like, if you had 2 years of training to build this up, but choose not to use it against your mortal enemy, and wait instead to Big Mom. Like, granted, she's more threatening, but not for you specifically. Because trauma reasons, Doflamingo should be the greatest threat for you. Anyway, it's like that. It's like convoluted, but like even One Piece at least does that better because I can at least buy it because they actually show that like the purpose of at least hockey reasons does heighten in battle, and they have like and they've long since proposed that like people get stronger mid battle. Like Luffy is the best example, and he's the protagonist. He fought, so it's different. Whereas like you would think that would work with Tanjiro, but it doesn't because it starts from the beginning saying, hey, he doesn't know what he's doing half the time, and is struggling every fight practically, except for like the first two. Big
and then he awakens a new ability, and he just knows how to knows what's going on.
I also
after you see that flashback, and it's like, oh
yeah, I don't. How do I say this without spoiling anything? So the original originator, because I've already spoiled that, my bad. Of I think it's transparent. I'm gonna assume just based on the looks, transparent world.
X-ray vision.
Yeah. The problem is the originator does everything because obviously if he can use transparent world, he knows how to be a fantastic human being. Obviously, right? He's strong. Because obviously, if you get stronger using it, you gotta be strong if you had it in the first place. Is like everything Tanjiro ought to be, honestly. And it's frustrating because I like that that's not Tanjiro. However, as soon as you introduce a character like that, even if they're not Tanjiro and they're not the protagonist, it's like it takes away the entire purpose. Like to me, it takes away the entire value of Tanjiro as a character because it's not like JJK where you have like Gojo is so strong, but he's completely different from Yuji. He could never do what Yuji does, which is become Sukuna. Like he could never literally. Yeah. Gojo's strong, but if he ate one of his fingers, he died just flat out because he's not. He doesn't match up like Yuji does. I don't know why I'm not that in JJK, but like it's different.
It comes across as like him trying to just like emulate the the originator of it rather than like him taking that
basically
and making it.
It's like he's a wannabe of the originator, and it very is plainly said that by Muzan and sorry, slight spoilers, but like come on guys, if there's an originator of the technique, they found Muzan. Come on. But anyway, and that's again spoilers for like the later half of the show, the very end, that itself is like obviously post upper one fight. Come on, guys, just 3, 2, 1 Muzan, of course. So like there's that, and so that's my problem is like I like the idea of Tanjiro. It's just not. This is not the best story to execute that idea. And not to say Demon Slayer is a bad story. Like people hate it because like they overhate it sometimes because it's like it's a weak story. It's like no. Story is important. Like animation can carry you so far, but story is important. And Demon Slayer does most things like it's a solid B. Like it's a solid B, and the animation just makes it an A. Like the enjoyment of it. So, all that aside, I feel like there's a couple more things we gotta say. Oh, before we go there, I'm sure this movie has great scores, and I know Lisa was singing some song at some point. Didn't really notice. I don't have much to say. Usually I have stuff to say about music.
I have the opposite opinion where I was like actually trying to find the score like immediately after we watched it.
So I did try to find the score, but
I can't find it anywhere.
Usually scores for these movies don't drop until a while. Like even for anime, scores for seasons don't drop for a little bit. You know how long I had to wait for Friends to drop? It was way too long.
I guess I've been spoiled with My Hero because those ones usually drop before the movie.
See, I don't care about My Hero, so and it's also hard to find them sometimes. I'm also on Spotify, so not everything's on Spotify. Yeah. Like I want One Piece score so bad. There's like barely any. And I think as of now there's only 2 albums, maybe even just 1. I can't remember. I have them, but like.
Because this movie I did find, I don't know if it's the actual score. I don't believe it's the actual score from the movie, but it's somebody who's done, like, covers of the songs that appear in the movie somehow already. And, like, I did, like, listen to a few of those, and it's not the same because they're covers of them, but, like, it's really good.
I guess my thing is, like, Lisa, from what little I heard, it wasn't like Homura, okay?
Yeah.
It wasn't like anything impactful like a previous Lisa Demon Slayer song. And the score, I think the reason I didn't notice it, because the only time I noticed it was when I heard a repeat track from season 1. Because you know the track that plays when he cuts Ruby's head off? That was playing in the opposite battle. They're like, da da
Oh, yeah.
That was playing in August Battle, like very faintly, very like a lot slower because it was like amping up, and I was like, oh, I've heard this before. So that was the only time I noticed anything new. Kind of like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't distracting neither in a good or bad way for me. Like, it wasn't so good I noticed and loved it, and it wasn't so bad I noticed and hated it.
Yeah.
So like,
I had like anytime the music was playing and it had like. They weren't really, like, trap beats necessarily, but it almost, like, approached those. It wasn't bad, actually, but I was like, wow, I'm very shonen brained right now, where I'm like, this is a cool fight, and there's cool music going on, that's all.
That's fair.
So that's why, I think that's part of why, like, the soundtrack for this stood out to me, but I wouldn't, like, without having re-listened, or I have re-listened to, like, some of the score, but not the original score, I guess.
That's the only one I know because it was the only one that got...
Yeah. It stuck out to me while watching because of, like, how... I guess...
Fresh?
Yeah, how, like, new a lot of the score was, but even, like, in combination with what was happening, like, I think listening to them on their own would also be good, but, like...
Yeah.
The things happening on screen at the same time.
Yeah, no, that's like the point.
Music is very that's like how it's supposed to be designed. But I like the music.
That's
very
fair.
Cool. That's my opinion.
No, you're totally good.
But moving into the like
actual main battle,
the main focus of the movie with Akaza, Tanjiro and Giyu were the ones pitted up against him. And boy, was that a good fight.
It was good, like...
Apart from the whole transparent world stuff.
The only reason that's bad is because it slows it down. And it
lingers
on
it for a long time.
They focused on it way longer than the manga did. Not that, like... I like how they gave more exposition for how Tanjiro is, like, recalling it, because it was very quick in the manga and felt a lot... Like, not that it doesn't feel bad, obviously, that it's just kind of shoehorned in there. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
In the movie, I feel like it's the fact that he's, like... Oh, like, what was this thing that, like, the originator was talking about? And then it goes into the flashback, and then he's still confused.
Let me just point this out. The originator, Tanjiro does not know who that is. Let's just put that out there.
Never mind.
So
okay.
He's flashing back to his dad.
He learned it.
The way he learned of it from, both Inosuke kind of planting the seed, I should say, and his dad also doing that and reinforcing it. It's not like that didn't happen in the manga. The only better thing it did than the manga, though, is the fact that, like, Tanjiro was like, okay, how can I, like, recall anything to help with this Akaza? How does he, like, pinpoint attacks ability? Which, to me, the only reason I don't like the fact that he's doing that in the first place is because it's like, dude, demon arts. Do you not know?
Right.
Come on. Why would you not first think that's just Akaza's demon? Like, I get he's trying to find a loophole out of it, but the way it's phrased, I don't know if it's a translation thing for the subtitles, but the way it's phrased is as if Tanjiro doesn't know how he's doing it at all, and I'm like, bruh, you're fighting a demon who hasn't, like, what do you think is happening?
You're a demon slayer.
So it's like, you're just frustrated in that sense.
But yeah. Outside of that.
So good. They did a...
Giyu versus...
So good.
Akaza is actually very fun to me. Or at least up until a certain point it's very fun, where he's like talking about like, oh, Akaza's asking like, oh, you're a formidable enemy, what's your name? And Giyu's like, I'm not telling you my name. I don't want to give that to you.
I also don't like talking. Yeah. And then Akaza throwing back, oh, I love talking. So I'm just gonna keep asking you.
It's like, that's awesome. And then Tanjiro just says it and he's like, oh, okay, Giyu. It's like, that's awesome.
It's so true to their characters.
Like, not to keep harping on the animation of the Infinity Castle, but when they're focusing on Giyu specifically versus, like, not both him and Tanjiro, but it's like only Giyu versus Akaza for a little bit. That like part where they're building, I think it's like a bunch of pillars with like water. It's like that's sick.
It amps up. It's like a final boss arena.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
That was awesome.
It's so sick. It's like, and I think this is something the movie does so well, because in the manga, Doma and Upper One, and I guess Muzan because he's in his flesh ball. Sorry, we'll get to that. They get their own arena, and the problem is because Akaza jumps towards Giyu, and I guess jumps isn't the right word. He smashes downwards to find Tanjiro, and Giyu just happens to also be there. Mm-hmm. It's not like his arena, right? Like, he's not just waiting for people to show up, unlike the other two. He's actively hunting. So they do a great job of setting the vibes of like, oh no, this is Akaza's playing field, even though it's not his own, like, designated
space.
Not
like he's been waiting. No, I know.
So that's something they do fantastic. Oh, they just do the fight with Giyu so much better than the manga, because I read the manga after Mugen Train was out as a movie, right? Pre-Entertainment District arc airing. I had finished the manga, so I didn't feel like rereading the stuff I'd already seen when I knew it was better looking. So I don't know how well the adaptation for Mugen Train was, because I, again, haven't touched the manga since, and don't plan to, no offense. But I do feel like the reason I personally just love every fight other than the Kyu fight, because I think Tanjiro, thematically, it works to go back against Akaza, because he's literally just, he has the, I guess, the halberd of, I think it's the halberd of Rengoku, right, and his sword, so it thematically fits, and I think Gyu being with him also thematically fits. However, it's just, like, I can't feel sad, like, the only part of the Akaza fight I just feel satisfied with is his own recognition, and, like, how, like, these familiar words Tanjiro says stirs up his memories, and, like, how he regains his humanity from that in his final moments. Because, like, not to say the animation of the fight is bad, no, it does a stellar job, and it was exactly the same in the manga. Not exactly, but, like, same pacing, same way of happening. But to me, it's just, like, nothing can top the Rengoku v Akaza. I don't care if Rengoku lost. I don't care if Akaza was not as tough on him. Like, bruh, no, Rengoku brought game and almost killed him either way. Like, I don't care if he was playing around. He literally almost killed Akaza. And he, like, saved everyone. No offense to you. You don't have that pressure. But, like, it's just different. I feel like the vibes. Like, it also is, like, you've already seen this character. So it's also, like, yeah, it's just not as to me, it's not as impactful and satisfying as, like, Uppers 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. Or even, like, the fights that you see.
Or even, like, Taigaku. And also Upper 4 when we get to it.
Because you don't have... I guess, like, there is sort of connection between, like, Tanjiro and Akaza, because Tanjiro has seen Akaza before, but even, like... talking about Shinobu versus Doma, and then Zenitsu versus... It's just... and Kaigaku, like, they both of them individually have, like, personal connections to the upper moons that they're fighting, whereas, like, Gyu... you don't have to have that for it to be impactful, but, like, Gyu as a character is very much, like, not somebody... He's
bread. He's bread. Okay, no, I can't even say bread. He's a cracker, because I love bread. Sorry. He's a cracker. He's very just there. And that's not bad... until you put him in a fight with a very loud character. Loud personality,
which, while it is funny for me to watch, it's like... yeah, it doesn't, like, have that same...
it doesn't have the same balance, because Rengoku was full force. Akaza was full force. Gyu was just... I'm here to do my job. Stop trying to kill the kid.
I'm here to do my job until Tanjiro figures out
until one of us loses and dies, or until he does something that I can't. Right. Because
until he goes beast mode.
No offense to Gyu, because obviously once he gets the mark, he does pop off more, and that's like that's the point of that's the point of the mark, and also the Hashira getting the mark in the first place is to use it to pop off. But it's just not the same. And slight spoilers again. I feel like you could anticipate this, and so slight spoilers. The connection with Upper 1 is also really interesting for a couple of reasons of who ends up fighting him. So that's all that, and I think that's what I was getting at. So I love that you said that. It's because I just couldn't know how to phrase it. It's the personal connection. Yeah. Because someone else who eventually, because no offense, I'm sure you can anticipate this with how it left off. We're gonna finish Upper 2 probably in the next movie. Kanao's not doing just so great. Like, she's trying, but she's 1v1 in this man, and it's like... right. Come on, I know you were Shinobu's student, but maybe get some backup.
Shinobu did get absorbed by him.
Because all of the top tier need at least 2 people taking him on. I'm sorry, Tanjiro is the GOAT. I say this sarcastically. Like, he's the protagonist, so, like, maybe he could get away with it. Clearly not. Yeah. So... the point is, someone else is going to join the fight. I feel like anyone could guess that. So who ends up joining the fight also has a connection. And I feel like that's actually well done. So, to make sure this doesn't get too long, let's just some concluding thoughts before I want Audrey to try and predict what we think might happen in the second one. Specifically, like, Upper 2 related or anything Upper 4 related. I'm going to presume... this isn't true of the pacing necessarily, but I'm going to presume even if the Upper 1 fight gets started in the next movie, it will not conclude the next movie. Now, do I think that's fully true? No idea, because I don't know how long it's going to be, when it's going to come out, if it's only 2 movies, or if it's actually 3 like people are saying. I don't know. All I know is 1 movie's out, and we got more to come. So, just for Upper 2 and Upper 4... but the last thing I want to say before that is I do love, I know we didn't focus on it much, but I do love the beginning team-ups where you get Togito and Himejima. He's just like, yo, let's do this. Let's flail around my, what is it? My mace, I guess. It's not a mace. It's just a spiked ball. I guess it is just a flail. It's just called a flail. Yeah. Sorry, flailing the flail. That demons. I love Ikuru and Mitsuri. He's like, stay behind me. She's like, ah! Like, yes!
I love them so much.
So good.
Also, what's his face? Genya.
Dude,
Genya is the funniest character to me because it's like, not even related to like any, I don't remember like a ton about him personally. He's just like, not even talking about like his personality, anything like that. He's the funniest character to watch for me because you're seeing like all these people, like, fight with, like,
Swords?
traditional weapons and, like, swords and, like, or, like, the mace, and then he's just shooting people.
It's so funny.
And I know that, like...
The dichotomy.
The period, I believe it's the Taisho period, like, guns were around at that time, but it's just funny, the dichotomy between, like, all these, like, more, like, weapons that we think of as more ancient versus, like, a gun.
Yeah, because, like,
Which, like, it is, like, an ancient gun, I guess, but it's so funny
It's
to me.
so prevalent in modern times because it basically made close-range weapons obsolete unless you were an assassin.
Yeah.
And I will say, for people who are, like, Taisho period, that's, like, early 1900s. So, like, it's... and if you can tell from Muzan Jackson, the meme, it's the beginning of westernization actually touching Japan. At least for Japan's sake, in that time period. I'm sure it was pretty much all over Asia at that point, but what do I know? I'm not a history nerd, that's all I know about.
Yeah.
That's all, I had to look that up because I was like, Taisho period? What? So, what is that? And that was also years ago when season 1 was airing, so could be completely wrong, or I don't think I am, but... Anyway.
Yeah.
So prediction time. So let's just put this out there. Obviously, Shinima's dead.
Yeah.
Zenitsu's out. Tanjiro and Gyu, we're gonna presume, not able to fight these others. So
they're out for a little bit at least.
They're out for a little bit, and I'm gonna assume you also understand they're not probably gonna come back for those other individual fights.
No.
It's like, it's only for in-game Musen, right?
Yeah.
So... That aside, and Kanao's fighting Doma, so I think I feel like I'm saying Kanao. It's Kanao. It's weird sounding. But anyway, so we got teaser for Inosuke trying to find some sort of demon. We know Himejima and Tokito together. We know Shinazagawa, that's how you say Tsunemi's last name. Ginny's brother, I couldn't say it earlier, but I'm pretty sure it's Shinazagawa. I'm still struggling, clearly. Tongue twister. He's still out there, and Iguro and Mitsuri are also out there. So, who do you think is going after... And some of these are going to go for upper one. So, if you want to guess who goes for upper one, that's also fine, but I'm not going to, like, answer for sure. But, spoilers for y'all, I will tell who's joining the upper two and who goes upper four. So, by process of elimination, you can kind of guess who goes for upper one, if at all. Because, again, I'm not going to guarantee they all go to some upper. Some of them might find Musen. So...
I know that, well, we did talk about this after the movie. I do know for a fact that Inosuke stumbles upon Doma with Kanao because I couldn't remember. I swear, like, when I read the manga, I remembered him fighting Doma for some reason, and so I was like, okay.
I think it's because it's so different.
Yeah, and I don't have, like, context for, like, I know that, like, him going up against Doma is really funny, but I don't remember what.
The only thing I can remember, well, besides, like, what happens, the only thing I can remember about how he shows up is I'm pretty sure... Spoilers, and I hope this is true because I want to see the animated. I'm pretty sure he just falls through the ceiling and goes and is like joins and helps Kanao.
Inosuke is the best character in Demon Slayer.
He really is. Like he's so underappreciated. I'm sorry. Like Tanjiro, as we've seen with Swordsmith Village, cannot carry a season. No, Zenitsu, outside of the Kaigaku fight, cannot carry anything.
Yeah. I love Tanjiro, but he's a bit like
stale.
Yeah, he kind of like.
He's very Deku-esque, where it's like, he's good, and that's it.
His personality is, I am a good boy, and that's fine, but...
I will say, the only unique thing is his sympathy for demons, but let's be frank, he ought to be, because his sister is a demon. If he hated demons, it's like hating his sister, so duh.
Yeah, and Zenitsu, like you're saying, outside of... Anyway.
Yeah.
Inosuke's the best character to me.
Best of the original
So
four.
I know him and Kanao are up against Doma in the next...
Yep.
Well,
presumably
in the next movie.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Upper four, you told me, and I don't remember. Actually, I don't think you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
So now let's just recount. We have Himejima and Tokito, and I'm keeping the pairs together because they stay together. You have Shinazagawa, you have Genya, and then you have Mitsuri and Iguro.
Mitsuri, okay, them two I know go after somebody strong because I don't want to.
But yeah, we only have two. We only have the three strongest characters left.
Well, yeah, but I know like.
My bad.
Something happens in their fight, shall we say.
Maybe. Who knows? I won't spoil that. Gotta pay the watch.
Okay, so we have 4, 1, and Muzan.
What? Yeah, sorry. Oh, you were saying uppers.
Like, of the...
Yeah. Sorry. The demons. Uppers, 1 and 4, and Muzan. And again...
I don't know who they go after.
Do you want a clue? Because we have 2 pairs and 2
singles.
I'm
gonna guess it's either 1 or Muzan, because I don't think it's...
Well, I'm saying I'm asking you who's going against 4. You have options. You have
4.
2 pairs and then 2 individuals. Who do you think is going? I don't know why I'm holding up 5 fingers. It's 4 groups. 2 pairs and 2 individuals. 4.
I think Senemi is going up against 4.
Okay. I'll also,
I don't think they would put a pair. Well,
okay, let's put it this way. How many, because I'll tell you this then. So slight spoilers.
it could be that, like, Genya and Sanemi are against 4.
Let me tell you this. Spoilers. If you don't want this, stop the video until time skip to the end, I guess. Find that out somehow. Because this is just spoiler territory for future show, if you don't mind.
No, I'm fine. I've read the whole thing.
Yeah, you forget. 2 people go after upper 4 and the remaining go to upper 1. Not all at the same time, but the remaining go to upper 1. No one goes to Muzan until a little later.
That changes.
So, like, you have 6 people available. Who do you want to put with upper 4? Who do you want to put with upper 1? Even just thinking of strength-wise, who do you want to... You want to try upper 1 first, because there's more likelihoods to get right?
Well, I think...
Yeah, go for it.
Mitsuri and Iguro are definitely upper 1.
Okay. Mm-hmm. There's 2. Who are the other 2?
I forget their name. What's the blue hair guy?
Tokido and Himejima.
Himejima.
The Stone and Miss Tashira. Yeah, you want to put them... Well, keep in mind, Himejima is the strongest Tashira, so let's
I was thinking, like, them two. Okay, yeah. I feel like I still am sticking with, like, the
brothers.
Yeah, the
brothers.
Genya and Sanemi.
Let's just say brothers.
Upper 4. Everybody else, upper 1.
Yeah, cool.
Because, like, that... I know for a fact... Well, okay, I don't know this.
Do you want to just make it 3 pairs? Because I can confirm the brothers fight together.
I'm figuring... Yeah, because I'm like...
They're separate, but, like,
if
come
nobody
on.
goes against Muzan, then, like, I don't...
Yeah, I'm at this point, like, come on, I'm helping you out. So, you have 3
I know
pairs.
something happened... Yeah, because I'm not going to spoil.
Yeah.
But
I
know something happens with
come on. People are dying.
Too.
What? Something might happen? Mortal wounds? Who could have guessed?
Something happens with the brothers fight, and something happens with Mitsuri. I mean, I know 4 of them are after upper 1, but, like, I know something happens with Mitsuri and Iguro, too.
Yeah.
And Tokido and Himejima?
Himejima.
Himejima, I don't know, I mean, their fight is, like, combined with Mitsuri and Iguro, but, like, I don't know.
They're fine.
I know they're up against strong people, so yeah.
Yeah, and I might answer if she's right, but not to y'all. Y'all just gonna have to wonder, unless you want to pay to read or... Yeah, I guess read early, and then otherwise wait to pay for the movie when it comes out next. Anyway, so I might tell you if you want to know, but for y'all, don't want to spoil too much. So we're left on a cliffhanger, obviously, and also, I guess it kind of slight spoilers, but maybe Tobia's in more trouble, because if no one's coming to Muzan anytime soon, and she's being absorbed into him as he decomposes the drug in his giant flesh ball, where no one can find, even with all the crows. Issue. Is he gonna come out before everyone can defeat the other upper moons, and then things go bad, or are they gonna be able to defeat at least upper 4? Because that's a huge win for them to get rid of the to force away. Because then what do you think
they
happens?
Don't have, like, or the demons. I mean, don't have, like, the upper hand of being in an infinite castle.
Yeah, exactly. So, talked a lot today. Sorry, y'all. Anything else you want to add, or?
No, that's all. Good movie. With
all our complaints and stuff, it was like a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
For sure. Because it just takes the best parts of Demon Slayer and then does fantastic and then a couple faults. But overall, enjoyment, peak.
Yeah.
Alright, that's it, guys. See you next time. Bye. Yippee.